It's acres and move makers.
It's acres and move makers.
I deal with land flippers, acres and move makers, room shakers, big boys with huge paper, the newspapers. You can run but can't escape us. We winning with these flash green when they act racist. Success is so contagious.
Let's go. It's acres and move makers.
Welcome to Acres and Move Makers. My name is Ray.
My name is Jay.
And we are
the Acre Boyzz.
Today we want to talk to you about who's the ideal client for our land flipping program.
So when we talk about the ideal client, I can tell you a couple of things that we've noticed throughout our journey, right? Our ideal client when it comes to coming into our land flipping curriculum is somebody who has pretty much had enough of what they're doing, right? Somebody who wants an additional income on the side of their actual job or what they're doing right now. Because there's one thing, here's what starts to happen, right? If you don't actually have something or that pain point that's actually going to drive you, it's going to be hard for you to actually come in here and actually succeed. When we first started doing our land flipping business in our journey, what happens was we were pissed off with what we were doing. That was the number one trigger. Being unhappy with your current results, right? Our current results were we were making 6 figures a year, whatever the case may be. But if you're familiar with our story, it was something that I had to actually use my back to actually go ahead and do. So that was one of my main pain points, whatever the case may be. So somebody coming into our actual curriculum, what is your pain point? A lot of people say it a little differently. What is your why? Why do you want to change what you're doing, right? I had multiple different touch points with that. Why was I wanted to go ahead and create an actual real future for my daughter. My why was getting away from what I've been doing for the past 20 years, knowing that I had a ceiling on top of myself and that I can only go so far. So those are a couple of my whys. My question would be for that person coming in, what is your why? Now, everybody's whys may be different or whatever the case may be, but remember, that why is just a fuel in order to help you do the work that you're going to have to do once you actually come inside of the program. So those are some of the things that we like to touch on. When it comes to dealing with people, we found out that a lot of people talk heavy on the front end with not a lot of action on the back end, right? Everybody, it sounds good to everybody. I can get into this asset class and I can go ahead without any money at all, go ahead and purchase an undervalued piece of property for $50,000 that I don't even have to put the money up and sell it for $100,000, right? But then when they come inside it and realize that they have to do actual work, that energy starts to change. The temperament of that person starts to change. Like, I have to do all this work. Because remember, everything is easily done. This is a sustainable thing. Everything has been laid out in front of you. It'd be a lot harder for you if you had to figure this stuff out on your own. But yes, there's going to be some work that you're going to have to implement on your own in order to get this thing done on your end, right? We've laid it out in such a systematic process. The only thing you have to do is follow the steps that have already been there. But if you're not a person that's going to follow the steps and actually execute, you're not going to get the results that you're going to want to get inside of the actual program. So definitely, we are not looking for everybody inside of our program. We are looking for people who are action takers, people who are willing to go ahead and put a certain amount of time into, and to not invest in the Acre Boyzz, invest your time in the Acre Boyzz, but invest the results inside of yourself. Because we're already achieving those results that we talk about online and on YouTube and on Instagram. Our major thing is to actually inject our actual results into somebody else by actually teaching them and having them rinse and repeat the same things that we've already done.
Yeah, definitely well put. I think the ideal client has to have the correct mindset and come into it with the understanding that this is an investment. And sometimes an investment, as we get asked so often, how long before I see a return? And that's a loaded question. Sure. You may see a return in 3 weeks. You may see a return in 3 months. Some never see a return because some never put the actual work in. So that's a loaded question. You have to have the mindset of, I won't stop until I see a return. And that's when you'll see a return. If you have a limit on it, well, if I don't see a return in 3 months, then I'm not doing this anymore. This
like
probably
that,
won't work for you.
Fact.
And a lot of people come in it with on those premises. You have to say, if this is where you're going to be, I'm going to learn everything that I can so I could be the next success story. If the Acre Boyzz could do it, a former garbage man, a former stagehand, these are all blue collar jobs. We don't have any special degrees. There's no magic tricks. You know, the same curriculum that we put out and teach people, at some point we had to learn. Everybody has had a first day. So we're looking for people that understand that this is an investment strategy. This is an investment vehicle. As any other investment vehicle, they all work. The question just turned to, is the person that's driving that vehicle at the particular moment, are they making it work? Are they driving the car work? Are they following the GPS or the navigation system? Or are you going off-road looking to do your own thing? Because a lot of people look to do their own thing. You tell them to go left, they go left and steer off right because they thought it was a shorter way. Follow the road in the blueprint that has been laid out. And then once you know the route, once you have traveled back and forth up that road several times and you know it like the back of your hand, you can then cut the GPS system off, and then you can start to say, I may want to make a pit stop and then go to my destination after my pit stop. You can start to play with the route at that point. Right. We certainly recommend that. Do it our way, right? If you pay somebody for mentorship, if it's not us, whatever program that is, if you pay them for mentorship, please let them mentor you. Please do it their way, right? And then say, this doesn't work for me. And please see it all the way through. Those are the kind of people that we're looking for. People that's not going to quit, right? We had Stephanie just finally got her cash. When I say got her cash, wires have been sent. She's probably shopping somewhere right now. So she made over $100,000 off her first. She's our first investor to have $100,000 a month, right? And people, what they don't know about is that her first few deals she didn't catch a hit. She didn't catch a hit on her first few deals. She caught a hit because she didn't quit. So you can't quit, right? You can't go to, to the casino. You don't go to Vegas with, $200 and say, oh, Vegas failed me, which it probably will fail you. Might be a bad example, but you get the point that I'm trying to make. You have to have staying power. You have to stay in this until it works for you, because it absolutely works. There's so many properties. We always say, I don't make this stuff up, because truly we don't make this stuff up. I can't make up that half America is vacant. 47% of it is vacant. I can't make that up. I can't make up the fact that there's almost 3 million tax auctions going on in 1 year. I don't make that up. We just find the information and we give it to you. So if every other person that has participated in a tax auction and has participated in buying and selling land has done it successfully, why is it not working for you? Is it the land, or is it you understand where I'm going with this? So we're looking for those kind of people that understand that this is an investment, and if you're smart with the investment, this could potentially get you out of your 9-to-5 if that's what you're looking to do, or could potentially be a great add-on or addition or extra income to your 9-to-5, because I wholeheartedly stand on it by saying that the concept of buying and selling land works. I'll say that till I go to my grave. I've witnessed it myself, and we all know how important owning land is. And anytime you're thinking about investment, you have to get in a class that's been known and has had that staying power throughout history. And this has been around. This is the first real estate transaction in the history of real estate. And if you think real estate is going anywhere, then, I don't even have to answer that. And you don't even have to answer that. So we just looking for some people that's going to have some staying power, that's going to put some good work in, that's going to stick to the script, right? You got to be a good follower before you are a good leader. So those are the kind of people that we're looking for.
That's for sure. Yeah, remember, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. It was kind of reminding me when you was talking about that old Jim Rohn quote. He said, well, how long does a mother give their baby to walk? And they said, a good mother, any good mother would say, until. This is the same thing we talk about. You want to do it until you are successful. Anytime you get yourself into a position where you're going to say, I'm going to give this a college try and I'm going to give it 2 months. If it don't work, it's not going to be for you because you don't know when your time is going to be. We'll close out by a story that we always tell. Is it was down south and there was a guy pumping a well down south. He's pumping and pumping and pumping. He doesn't see the actual water coming up. So he stops. His friend yells from across the field and said, don't stop pumping. He runs over to him and explains why. He said, listen, the water has to come from 50 feet under the ground. It has to come all the way to get up to the top. So keep in mind, y'all, this is what we talk about with looking at things. Just because you don't see something working does not mean that it is not working. You know, when you don't see it with your physical eye, and the major thing he was trying to convey to him, once it gets to the top, you don't have to pump almost anymore because it's already got there. And that's what your results are like. You know what I mean? So just a quick story for y'all.
So are you going to keep pumping?
Or you're going to stop because you don't see it working with these eyes. Could be working all the time, but you never know.
All right, y'all. So chime in, leave your comments and your thoughts on this. We do have a program which we don't really advertise on here. This platform is just to give knowledge and motivation.
Sure.
But for those that don't know, we do have a land program. We're not just looking for anybody in all seriousness. We're looking for the right person. These days we do screen our clients that come into the program. So definitely book a call if you're looking to learn more information about what we do and how you can be involved. So until the next time, y'all know the motto. Invest in dirt.
It's the cleanest way to make money, y'all. Peace.